ESEA Pro League. Lauren and Sean are standing by.
Thank you so much, guys, and it's great to hear a lack of faith throughout the entire couch. I was about to say desk. I keep trying to say desk, but it is a couch. Your thoughts? Because you did say, okay, that was a very close game, but in the end, it was EnVy closing, right? But coming into this one, this is a better map, let's say, for Liquid. This is the one they wanted. Statistically, one of their best maps as well, percentage-wise, but then it's still EnVy, right? So where do we draw the line here?
Yeah, I think Liquid can steal this map. Honestly, like Fifflin was saying, EnVyUS is playing very sloppy right now. They're making a lot of mistakes, and Liquid is capitalizing on them. They're capitalizing on over-rotations and just miscues. Couple kind of awkward aiming situations from EnVyUS. I mean, Liquid's making mistakes also, but in a battle of mistakes, I would say it gives Liquid more of a chance.
Yeah. And I did just look back myself. I was like, oh yeah, it's the best map for Liquid. I just realized that actually EnVy have a higher win percentage on it anyway. So it's like, oh, there we go. Stats can be thrown away for now. We get back to the knife round. Well, you know, Liquid look as though they're going to pick this one up. But then again, I almost said that on Cobble. So maybe I need to shut up because this has gone a little close again. What is with these guys, man? At least I closed that out. So they do get the side choice. So let's talk about Cash, and you know what can we expect here? Because we kind of went into a little bit of depth towards how EnVy play this, and you know their positions are duly noted. You know you can, you can read the book of EnVy, I guess, to a degree. But then overcoming that is a different matter. But that aside, how do we need to look at EnVy in this map? What's their sort of style coming in here typically? And after seeing the first map, how much is that going to apply now with Mo there?
Yeah, EnVyUS looks like they're doing everything that they typically do. They're not taking Liquid lightly. They're just doing things a little bit more sloppy than what we typically see them.
Okay.
So what we're going to see out of the CT side is a lot of 2-1-2 setups. Kenny opping the B bomb site with Keo, NBK and Happy over in the A bomb site, and Apex solo playing mid. NBK will help him out for a couple seconds and then go up highway over towards Happy. They'll do like a head stack in the A bomb site. And the reason why they do that head stack in the A bomb site a lot, and I almost guarantee we're going to see it in this match, is because it allows Happy and NBK to both save smokes for late hits.
Okay, so it will be actually Liquid hitting up the CT side first, and just on the T side. Now, you said the thing that people don't always kind of write into, let's say, the predictions or their mindset is how good EnVy can be on this T side as well on Cash.
Yeah, they have such strong hits on both bomb sites, and it looks like this is going to be a B pistol. And something they do really well when they hit B is they jump across this spot, like the main entrance spot of B. And all the American teams do it really sloppily where they run in a straight line. These guys are always just jumping around, never giving free headshots. And
you're absolutely spot on with that, but Hiko's going to have to just deal with this one as much as possible, and he is! That was a beautiful bit of work coming out from him. That's 2 kills in the bag, leaving this back in a predicament that they might actually be able to do something with here. Adren, though, was flashed out, and we are seeing the retake coming in through checkers, out of those vents coming in, but it's down to a 2v2 here. Bomb is by sight, and great stuff from Happy just to close it down once again. If you're starting to get hope, it's just removed by that man.
Yeah, and Happy does that a lot when you watch EnVyUS play. Yeah, he removes all the NA hope. Not even an ounce remains. But great start right there by Spencer. Hiko, he did hit 2 really nice shots there in those dual sprays. But Happy's always on the lurk, and you have to be aware of it. Otherwise, you're going to pay for it just like that.
Yeah, so already good start for EnVy coming out. Maybe not as clean as they'd wanted, but regardless, around on the board is around on the board, and they've got the 3 rifles coming into play, 2 SMGs. And it looks as though just kind of, you know, split and pick it. They're not really focusing anywhere on the T side at the moment.
Yeah, this is a little bit different too, because EnVyUS does tend to do a pretty fast B anti-eco where they Molotov all over the place, like under the vent, in the site, in the vent itself, and they pretty much eliminate all the spots. This is just they're kind of feeling Liquid out, seeing if Liquid's going to anti-strat them on this map, and I think at this point they realize that Liquid isn't anti-stratting. So they're going to go into this B anti-eco. And I almost guarantee they're going to run that B anti-eco I was talking about next gun round. Or next eco round, sorry.
We'll just keep our eyes on that one. Nice little trade again for Hiko, doing, you know, every single time doing a little bit of damage, making the most of it that time. But he does get picked up by the SMGs, and we're going to see the push coming out throughout this map, whether it be on B, on A. We've already seen that Happy's taking control by A, just kind of lurking away as he does. Once again, making a big difference, like that prior round at the very end. But the last 2 players, we've got Fugly here with the Scout and Adren. Adren's got the armor here, Fugly's got the Scout. Maybe they're just going to be a little cautious on this one. And the hunt does begin. Happy's going to find the barrel end of the Scout, but bomb being planted. Fugly found. Adren needs to be very, very careful here, but he might get caught up. But actually, Apex a little careless on that one. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch the rifle. I don't think... Oh, he did. He did get the kill in the end. So Adren actually might make it out this one in a really nice spot. Maybe.
Yeah, this would be a big save right now for Adren.
Sadly, just can't close out towards Kenny in the end there. So 2-0 coming in for Envy. Once again, not perfectly clean, but clean enough to keep them going.
That round right there is something EnVyUS didn't used to do. What Happy was doing was testing out the waters to see if Liquid's anti-sharding them right now. So he actually might think they are, because he took the A bomb site with relative ease. But it looks like they're heading towards B heavy. Yeah, they're going to do that same anti-co that I was talking about.
Okay, so with the mollies coming into place, and it does seem as though Apex and MBK both have those. So let's see if this is exactly what you're thinking. Actually, Hiko is to be checking over there. And is it just like off the checklist of like Sean Gas? It's just like, I tried to work out what you do list. Already you can see that Envy just taking this one over. Nicely done already. Just a little bit of the molly play towards that lower side of the vent drop. But Happy's just, this guy is just relentless in taking control. It's like a machine. He's already picked up the first and looking for a little bit more off the back of that. And he's going to find it too. Just shutting out any sort of glimmers of hope of maybe getting a rifle away in these rounds. And now it's time to play towards this one. Great stuff from MBK. Lovely little spin on towards Fugly. And Kenny closes down the end. And a perfectly clean round here.
Yeah, again, Happy is just looking for information across the map. He doesn't want to send his players instantly into B. Typically, they would honestly speed that up a lot, but I think they're a little bit nervous that Liquid has some kind of idea of what they like to do, and that's why they picked this map. So they slow down the pace a lot. Smart play right there by EnVyUS.
Yeah, it's dangerous when they keep that sort of meticulous mindset coming in, and we're going to see the first big gun round coming out for Liquid. This is where they need to make that big impression, maybe start breaking into what Envy are doing, but Hiko already switching something up here. He's been playing out on that B side a lot, but pushing straight up towards mid, playing on the edge of that smoke, and actually, you know, keeping Envy a little humble at this point.
Yeah, I would have preferred Liquid to make an aggressive play this round, to be honest. So what Fnatic likes to do versus EnVyUS in a situation like this is they would push Kiyoshima on the B side of the map on their default, because he's alone with an AK, and Kenny almost never gravitates over towards the B side with Kyo. So it's almost a free push where you could take that sunroom area where Kyo's hiding right now and get some form of map control on a low buy like this.
I'm wondering if Liquid are actually aware of this. Hiko has now kind of retaken his position over by that B side, but MBK has already found a Dren, so it's going to make things a little harder, and it does seem like that B take is going to come out from EnVyUS. 4 players now converging towards his site. Mo's going to be smoked out here. He can't really see the shot, but Hiko just gets picked up by MBK. Another brilliant swing out from that man, picking up 2 this round. Apex feels aggressive, pushes the smoke, takes 1 just by CT. And again, Kenny S once more.
Yeah, and that's what I was referring to before the whole best of 3 started, is EnVyUS has such a strong T side of cash. They're able to take mid late like that with MDK holding warehouse. They end up boosting Kenny or Apex, depending on how they feel about it, over up into mid. They have A main control, they have B control, so if you're not making aggressive plays and you're not holding mid, that is exactly what's going to happen.
And you know, as we said earlier, or as you were kind of theorizing, there's going to be maybe a couple of deagles and a flash and smoke here. We can kind of have a light discussion, but does it seem to you that Liquid actually are trying to anti-strat or kind of run anything in mind, or is this just maybe Envy being almost overly cautious of this and then just still but playing well overall? Because at the moment, Liquid don't seem that aware of what Envy are bringing.
No, yeah, Liquid's definitely not anti-stratting. If they were, they would have pushed an extremity of the map, because they would know Happy goes door alone if he even decides to go there, because sometimes he doesn't go there, and Kyo goes B alone. They would anti-strat one of those 2 things.
Mo is going to have a face full of information right now, and actually gets a kill off the back of that. Kenny S will fold his hand. Mo did have a lineup on the other, but Nitro's gone and found Happy. This is much better work. Finally get some real damage done, but they can't recover any of these rifles. And as Mo does try to get one to hand, it was Q who said no, and now it just leaves Nitro alive. 1 rifle collected. Nitro might just try and back away with this one at this point and try and live to fight another day, but there's going to be a lot of time for these guys to hunt if they want it as well, because they're taking the time on that plant.
Bomb has been planted.
Yeah, and this rifle is really big for Liquid's economy right now. Nitro's really trying to hold on to this. Another kill would be really nice as far as the possibility of breaking EnVyUS's economy late in this half, but they need to focus on themselves, so it's important that he saves this.
It's going to be Apex who's going to have the shot on towards him. And Nitro needs to be extremely cautious. I think you might just have heard maybe MBK just leaping through mid, and he misses the shot, and Apex won't. You don't want to give that man a chance to just, you know, line up these shots.
You can see the smile on his face because he knew he missed an opportunity right there.
Yeah. And Mo had a bit of a chance here as well. He did manage to take that off away for a real second on towards Kenny, but beyond that, once he tried to get the gun back, once he tried to get some sort of some sort of weaponry to hand. It was like instantly Envy just closed the net there. So we are going to see the mollies coming out to play. Envy's economy starting to get extraordinarily strong at 5-0 here. And the CT side, well, they just feel as though they're being kind of bullied around this map. And I'm not really seeing much out from them just yet. And we are going to see maybe a little bit of a challenge through towards mid there.
I think this is going to be EnVyUS' set piece on A, where they smoke close tractor, far track towards highway. Oh no, they're just going to run out.
Why not if they're confident, I guess, but it does give a chance for Fugly to line him up and drop him down, and he does just that. 3 kills back-to-back, and a little careless maybe from Envy.
I don't know what they were thinking right there.
What, do you think that's just like a little bit of a oversight? Just like, okay, guys, let's just push it, right? Let's just go.
No, it's that thing that you do in Counter-Strike when you're up a lot to a little, is you throw all strats out the window and just start playing random. And the reason being is because the other team's trying so hard to counter what they know you like doing. So you're just going to do something totally random. But this is just a little bit
maybe
crazy.
too far.
Yeah,
right?
a little bit too far on the right end of that spectrum.
Well, Envy, let's be honest here, they were like 5-0 up. So like, okay, let's give that NA side a little bit of hope right now. Let's get them at least 1 round on the board here. So, you know, it does give a chance for the double AWP to come out to play. Now, this is something you were theorizing very early on this map. Certainly allows that a lot more than the first. Is this going to be the changing factor, do you feel? I'm trying to get hope here, man. I'm trying so hard. It's like, come on, give me something. Do I just need to stop praying? Do I need a miracle right now?
It definitely would help them out a lot.
You're trying so hard. I appreciate it, man. For the sake of it, right? You know, it's fine. It's fine.
I appreciate what you're doing. Oh, I do.
But we're all watching the same game, let's be honest here. So, okay, let's see what Mo can do. So we've got Mo and Adren on the AWPs now. It's kind of changing a little bit up for the CT side hold. We're going to leave Mo over by B. I think Hiko's still over that way. I'm not too sure, actually. And Adren's going to be AWPing by mid. And KNES is going hunted.
Yeah, and this is that mid default that EnVyUS is notorious for. Again, these B players are just going to get pinched on the site. It's the same thing that happened the first gun round if Mo doesn't hit a shot real soon.
Oh, he's spotted out one, and this may kind of be the cause and effect, and he just doesn't react quick enough. He just gets picked up by checkers. Now Hiko's been playing the back of side well. He did get swung out last time onto by MBK, but at least he trades out on the 1 frag there. But still, leaving it a 3v4, the T-side has the advantage, and Adren is burning alive. Has to back away from that shot with 30 seconds left. Again, that kind of close in through towards that B site. Keo being the swing out player, and MBK as well going through those vents. Liquid getting overrun every single time here.
Yeah, and Nitro shouldn't have even made that play right there. He knew Happy was lurking somewhere in mid. Happy's always lurking somewhere in mid. They needed to save these guns, and now they're going to be in a pretty bad economic situation. Actually, no, all 5 lived the round before, so they might be able to buy this next round.
I'll have to wait and see. Fugly might stay alive. How much money have we got here? 3.6 there.
I think Liquid might opt to save based on their economic situation, but they could force up with maybe a guy with like a pistol and a guy with a mag.
We'll see. It worked for Mo last time, let's be honest, and he was able to do something pretty impressive, but...
No, they could definitely buy here. They should buy here.
Let's see what they go for. You can see the Hiko's
Hiko's actually asking right now, are we buying or are we saving? Because people were arguing about stupid stuff.
You're gonna get frustrated at this point. Like even Semler was saying on the couch there, it was like we can hear Envy like mid-round having kind of like not discussions, but he's kind of frustrated moments. But a double stack out towards mid here, so Hiko kind of pushing forward. Nitro kind of supporting from those sandbags. Nice little bait out from both of them, just trying to bait Happy into that play. So they've finally taken down Happy in mid, but now there's still those other 4 players who've been pretty instrumental thus far towards his B hit. Gonna force Mo out of position. He just gets swept aside. Apex deals with him. Apex again predicting exactly where they were coming from. Gonna molly out, deny that push up, and force all of Liquid to just pour him through 1 dimension essentially.
Yeah, and actually what EnVyUS just did was that anti-eco that they ran way earlier in the half that I said that they would run. They predicted that Liquid would be saving this round incorrectly. But it's such a strong strat that it allows them to enter the site just how they did. Apex knows really the only place for that guy to be hiding is in the vent, so he takes advantage of that. Just very smart situational play.
Well, suddenly they did get a little bit closer onto this one, but it's become a little bit impossible here. But Fugly is actually down to this 1v1. Time is not really on his side, let's be very honest here, and Apex has the plant as well. And Apex even tries to catch him on the heels on the way out, but both trying to make a mad dash to keep hold of these guns. Both do. So, I don't know where we're going to find the silver lining here, because really for Liquid, they tried to adjust and they finally went out in mid. But as you said, it was almost like, okay, Envy still went to kind of what happens when the other team are on the pistol rounds, right? So they went back to that sort of play and it worked still. So where can you stop this? Like, there has to be a way to stop this. Is the lack of utility? Is the lack of bond? Like, where does the buck stop here? Because surely Liquid need to do more than this. There has to be something.
Yeah, they have to play more aggressive. They're allowing EnVyUS to set up in middle, and they're ending up with 2 guys in the B bomb site, 3 guys towards the A bomb site, or even 2 guys A bomb site, 1 guy CT spawn, holding the Z connector lurk. And it's just putting the B players on an island, and the rotation gets smoked off. So they need to be more aggressive, stop Kiyoshima from taking that control like I was talking about at B, or taking door control, so that way you can leave maybe 1 guy at A instead of 2.
So, kind of embracing the Puggy style, or, you know, a little bit more aggression, that kind of confidence you can get in that sort of mixed team that we're just not seeing. And this was meant to be the map that they could be dominant on, and that was an absolute whitewash. So, you know, the problem is you looked at Cobble and it was like, okay, this is great. This is them looking really, really good right now. But, you know, suddenly that's just kind of dispersed, and they're left in the predicament that most people predicted coming into this game, that it probably will be a 2-0, and this one is looking pretty dire for them.
Yeah. The other thing you could do is you could try to save all your grenades. Save your smoke grenades in the B-bomb site, and whenever you feel that B-bomb site hit coming, you could smoke off both the entrances. But saving your smokes against a team like EnVyUS is easier said than done, because they have a fast gear also that they could instantly turn on at any given time, and it terrifies you.
You're always on edge. It's hard to predict a player, you know, when they are so kind of, you know, hit and miss. They can just go up that gear whenever they feel like it, but you can see once again that double stack out in mid. This time, though, Happy's not even challenging that one. I've already got him playing through by that squeaky door, but Apex coming around the back as well. Maybe a little bit of a set play towards A's about to come through, but they are also predicting that stack out, and that nade is going to catch on towards Nitro. And I actually feel for Liquid here. It looks like everything they try, these guys are just so aware, and Envy on the swing here, playing over by A, switching up to B, but look at Nitro. He's in the perfect spot here. He's going to get the drop on towards 1. He gets the tag towards the 2nd, goes back in, but Apex denies it. But Mo's got to know what's coming his way now.
Yeah, the Tron's all on Mo right now with this swag set.
Let's see what you got, Mo. You made the big difference before on Cobble. You've got to find that form here, and he doesn't. Can he? Just mows him down with a Tech 9, and it's Hiko again, alone. And another round on the board for Envy.
Yeah, and this is that deadly EnVyUS T side that I was talking about. At this point, the economic situation right now for Liquid is in such a bad situation that they could really only hope for 4 rounds this half. It's going to be a struggle.
And NBK looks like he hasn't even had his morning coffee yet. He's just having a little chill out, and nice little yawn there. It's like, you know, 9-1 up. It's good, guys. It's good. But yeah, this is them just looking confident now. Use a little pop flash out towards mid. Happy just taking that fight. Why not? Maybe trying to catch out the 2 players if they did opt to push up again. But this is the strategy you keep referencing. How they like to clear out. Now that's a difference. Nitro actually going to get the first. They're going to push out into the molly, but it just gives Apex the easiest shot of his life. And now 4v4. Let's see if Liquid have finally worked out how to stop this one.
Yeah, he probably felt like he didn't have much of a chance, and that's why I laughed, because a lot of people in Twitch chat probably don't understand why he would have made that play, but I'm sure HE nades were about to rain in on him, and he felt it. So he
Make
felt
the
like
most of what he can
do,
right?
He had to just die in the fire and hope for 1 more kill.
Yeah, if he swung out and picked up 1 and then traded out on, you know, a 2-1, that's not too bad. But MBK's move here was being slightly predicted. I don't know if that's a counter boost into those vents, but certainly both behind him right now, and Hiko's going to have the shot here. If he swings out towards the left, it's a commitment and it's dangerous. And BK's looking. I don't know if he's heard a step, if he's got an idea, but he's predicting this so well. This is going to get dangerous. The spray down comes in, and MBK wins it. He's got to know there's another player there at B, because the boost came out real quick. So Adren's on that rotate. He knows MBK is out of there.
Yeah, and he can really plant anywhere. He has so
he's
much.
taking the fight?
Oh,
he only had like 1 bullet. MBK, that is almost that is cocky. Swinging out on the 1 bullet. I don't know if that's a mistake or just being sheerly arrogant. But and hell, if it works out.
Anders is giddy when he sees that plant right there. He loves fancy plants.
He does.
Anders is a man that enjoys his fancy plants.
Maybe MBK just giving him a little show, like, all right, we're 9-1 up. I might as well make my boy Anders happy, but still, here we go. MBK, 1v1 against Adren. And this would be a 3K for MBK if he does this, and I think he's got a very good shot at it right now, and he does. He lines it up well, and he just closes down the round. And again, the man who looks so calm and collected at the start, just pulling these rounds off so perfectly.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that he caught Spencer in the vent right there in that 1v1. Liquid did a really good job reading the hit. They recognized that it was that B hit that EnVyUS likes doing. Stacked over there, got all the kills they needed, just fell apart in the 1v2.
So, we are back into, once again, the... I guess the throes of the best that they can achieve at this point, and already it's tumbled down rather parlously. MBK's gone and found Mo in the first couple of seconds. And already, this man who closed out in a 3K last time, kicking off so strong again, but this is a nice little start coming back in. Adren's found a little bit of a piece in that smoke that he can just find an angle through, sitting just on the back of that one. So it's now a 4v4. Well, it was until then. Kyo's gone and found one, and now he's got back up, and it's just going so badly wrong. They're trying to take these fights, and they're just losing out.
Yeah, and they tried to do a little bit of what I was referencing, but they smoked off that left side, which allowed Kyo had to have time to get into the sunroom. You need to take that fight to the B player before he even has a chance to cross. Because once he crosses, those fights are highly advantageous to him with an AK.
And it's not going any better. Happy's playing his role so perfectly at this point, denying even a rifle. Fugly, nice reply coming out.
Some great shots.
Yeah, he's not, you know, the thing is people question this guy with the op on occasion and say, you know what, prefer him in game leading, prefer him with a rifle, but he's certainly showing he does have capability here. It's just sadly not in the best of times and expected where Happy was, but in the end got closed down on the side. So this is looking like the scoreline that I kind of expected on Cobble.
Yeah, this is definitely a little bit more what I expected on Cobble than Cash. I knew Liquid would struggle on CT side. T side they had a chance. I didn't envision it being this hard for them though.
It's a little bit heartbreaking here to watch, if I'm completely honest. Like, let's look at that scoreboard. Mo has 1 kill thus far in going into round 13, so a bit of a disparity to that last map as well, because he was playing really well for them at that point, but he's just not had these opportunities. He's not been hitting the shots he needs to, and let's be honest, he's barely been able to get an AWP into his hands, but this is just, you know, playing DM right now for Envy. They're just flying around the map, just trying to pick up these kills. Finally, Mo does at least get a rifle, but by this point, it's a 4v3. A boost has come in, so Fugly's going to get the drop on at least Apex by this point. But they're opening up everywhere else on the map, so they don't even need to commit to A, but he's going to make the most of it. Gets down one, but can't find the second. Kenny's there. And it's Nitro left in a 1v3.
Yeah, I think he overcommitted a little bit on that first guy. Maybe he would have let the small fish go to catch the big fish later kind of thing.
Yeah. This is a bit of a brutal game. 12-1. Liquid. The worst thing is you've got to be getting your hopes up after that first map, right? Yeah. Even in your mind as Liquid, you're going, okay, guys, you know what? We didn't pick up the win, sure, but it was still a close game. We were playing well, considering, you know, we have a stand in here. And then you go, okay, we're going into our map now. And then it just spirals so badly. And Kyo's going to be going for just watching that push out, see if they do try and fight him on that front a little faster. So already starting to predict the counter to what he's been playing like this entire game. And he can switch back from that up. I think he's got a rifle with him as well, so just investing heftily into this. But boost comes in, Fugly's in spot. But I think they're going to notice that pretty quickly.
Yeah, and again, EnVyUS spreading out on their default.
Well, that's a great flash actually. We'll come back to that in 1 second. As finally, they take a bit of aggression, take a bit of map control. It actually works out.
And that's what I was literally just about to kind of give Liquid a little bit of crap for not pushing the areas of the map. And they blow it up. There it is.
Finally, a little bit of a muscle just being flexed out by Liquid on this one, showing that they can have some presence here. Kyo going to be switching back, just peeking in towards those B halls, and no one's really there just yet. So he was able to drop out that rifle at the start as well. So much money on the Envy side by this point. It really doesn't matter to them. They can happily keep going throughout this game. But 2v4, this should be one for Liquid, but it does get a little dangerous. And MBK's the one just kind of peering over boost, just looking to see if he can catch out Mo peeking or see if anyone's there. And that, there's going to be him over. Smoke comes in. Molly to follow. Clears out mid pretty comfortably here, but 2 players are playing in on this side here. They're going to try and pinch it from both sides, so Kyo's going to be just kind of like smoking out by that truck, just trying to do the default play to it, but MBK getting caught up means that they know exactly where Kyo was. They get the time to take the shot, and they do. So finally, Liquid get another on the board.
Yeah. Glimmer of hope.
No. I'm not even saying that. No. I tried to do this earlier before it came to scoreline. You just looked at me like, why are you lying? Why are you always lying? We're not doing that. Stop it, Dank Memester. This guy, it's like you used to be so professional, and now you're like employed. It's like, nah, screw this, but still. Okay, so finally, that little bit of aggression, that dash of aggression actually worked out, but you can't just do that pop flash into A main every single time, right? So it's this. I feel the scoreline is going to just remain this way. Like, what else can they do here? It's a nice little switch up though. Nitro's going to be heading over towards B, and Dren's been just kind of pushing forward in mid instead of Hiko this time. So maybe just switching roles a little bit here. Hiko just playing up on that site, and Fugly lying out. But again, this is one of the slower rounds from Envy. You said before, you know, they're known for being quite the aggressive team that just go in on these fights, but we're seeing a really nice different side to them as well. Yeah, and this is what I was referring to, is a lot of people have the misconception that EnVyUS is a fast-paced team and they have to rush, and things have changed. They're not that team anymore. Showing that they do have some real versatility to their playstyle, and thus far it's worked really nicely into this game. But first pick this time, going to head over towards Liquid, so maybe they can make more of this. A nice little boost towards the site as well. Fugly's going to make... Oh my god, did they just fail the boost on each other? That's given a chance now. NBK's found Mo, and they are just falling like flies. Fugly is completely blind, and that was absolutely appalling. Envy's just taken over the site, just stepping out. Yeah, I love how you're just laughing now. It's gone from like analysis to just like, nah.
I was laughing because you're describing like you just smelled like poop or something. You know, like you were grossed out by what you saw. You know?
Am I wrong? Don't make me be the bad person here. I can see your face. They can't at home. I can see what you've been like frowning at. All right, but the retake is coming in. It is a 2v2, and it goes as well as you'd expect here. Envy. Just with the lockdown. Stop laughing. Jeez. They're trying, all right? They get like a medal for turning up.
I'm not laughing at them.
It's mean. Everyone thinks you're this nice guy online, and actually,
that's
awful.
not true.
It's awful. Everyone's finding out. But no, you did say, okay, the Liquids on the CT side were going to have a really rough time.
Yeah.
Now they're going into the T side.
They probably needed a little bit more of a cushion than 2 rounds to work with here.
Really? Fifi walks over after watching the NA abuse go down. It's like the quiet fist bump of, I'm with you.
He's one of us now. You know, he lives in NA.
Oh, he's joined you. Yeah, so you can abuse when you live here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's okay.
So, okay, they're going to be going in. I'm trying to find, like, any glimmer of hope. And there's very little here. But let's talk about the T side of what, if there was more time to see, if they didn't only pick up 2 rounds, what does Liquid have to bring to the play here on a T side?
They're going to have a lot of aggressive plays towards middle. Push EnVyUS off of middle. Likely make them push in A main or door. Because that's what they typically do when you take control of middle. And then frag those players.
All right. Well, 13-2, it is what it is. Let's see what Liquid can bring out here. They've got to just from the very offset, there's no 2 ways about it. They've got to be absolutely flawless in this. And Happy might just be... Please check. No one checks, and he just gets complete all the information. He does get picked up by Fugly, and actually does minimal damage in comparison to what he could have done there, which means this 4-man just kind of hit squad is roaming around the map here, and it's actually working out. It may not be pretty, it may not be beautiful, but they're in on the site, and they should be getting that bomb down. It is a 2v3, Envy being picked up 1 by 1, and actually, you know what? Liquid have got another round on the board. Finally, Hiko closes down. And just a very simple, very aggressive take towards A.
Yeah,
mid, excuse me.
It's what us NA players like to call the Highway Express. I'm not even joking.
Is that literally what it's called?
That is literally what it's called, the Highway Express. You boost up mid and you rush highway.
And would you call this maybe a puggy play that we're expected to see here? If it's the Highway Express, do you think we've finally seen the puggy style coming out from the T side?
Hopefully, I think that's what it will end. It alludes to a little bit more puggy play this half.
All right. So, 3 SMGs, 2 rifles. And Liquid kind of taking the time here, and we've got the 4-man stack out towards B from EnVyUS. That's about it. Well, I'm hoping Liquid have, the caution in mind, not just to swing through towards that B site, because that would be rather disastrous. But Envy have relatively invested into this one. We've got a couple of AD Eagle on this. It's easy with Happy, nade with Apex still. And it worries me.
Oh God.
No.
Oh no.
Like, to be fair, I can hear the calls, and I literally said, let me go in first.
Yeah,
so hopefully they check, because this could get real bad.
Boost the bomb in the vent and just rush
Run the hell away. Oh my god,
no.
This is going to go so badly if they don't check these sites. Kio's found 1. Hiko's, keeping control on this, and there we go. They're keeping this in check. Mo just got caught out. It's Happy doing the work. Has he got time on the reload? Yes. He's back with a clip, but he can't do any more. But MBK on the rotate comes around and is down to a 1v1 here. This has been a terrifying round, and it could get a lot worse. MBK knows that he's not gone for the plant yet. 1 shot will end this one, and MBK, he's looking for it. Then gets the bomb down. He's only got the Mac 10 to his name. And MBK is looking for an angle, and he gets it! That is a disaster for Liquid. Again, you can see it on their faces, like they walked into that site, and I think it was Happy who was still at the back of the site with the CZ here, and he just stayed alive. Mo tried to get the bomb down here, and he was just like, what the hell? Suddenly Happy swings out.
I didn't even see how Mo just tried to I think I'll just plant now. No, you're not going to plant, Mo.
Definitely not. But I think that sums it up, right? That has been kind of the story throughout this game, whether it be in the first map to a very small degree, or into this map to a very obvious degree. But 14-3 now. Everything being bought into here, and, you know, Mo's...
Has no armor with the AK.
What?
Why did they go?
Okay, switch it out. I was like, Mo, are you good right now?
You good, bro?
I think he's okay now. He's okay, but we are once again seeing quite an early B presence from the EnVy side. Maybe expecting a little bit of a presence there from the T side, trying to make the most of them on the kind of lighter guns, let's say. But they are going to be heading over towards the A side. So finally, not just straight up committing towards B when they've not got any information elsewhere.
Yeah, but the thing about that last round is that actually I heard Adren, and I think we both heard Adren say, "Let me go in first."
Yeah.
They all just ran in.
Pile in. Maybe a lack of communication really being an issue here, or just kind of the lack of people listening.
They do speak several different languages, a lot like... wait, no, they only speak English.
Wow. Wow. And, well, it's gone about as well as we expected by this point. And actually, finally, we are going to be seeing this one coming a little closer to a close. 50-3. You know what? I had my hopes high after that first map. I expected a lot from Liquid, and I think we're seeing every possible downside to having Noah stand-in, to having this kind of like mix-up in roster. Everything that could go wrong essentially has gone wrong in this map, at least in my eyes here. And EnVy, well, they don't need help to be good at this map.
Yeah, EnVyUS is just a lot better on Cash. That's what I gathered from this, is Cobblestone is a very open map, allows for you to analyze rotations, maybe make some mid-game calls, get picks and get 1 versus 1s in various areas, whereas Cash is not that kind of map. Cash is a pretty close-ranged map. You have to do things as a team. You have to force rotations as a team. Everyone has to be on the same page in order for you to be good on this map. And that's why I think Fifthling was saying this is a bad pick by them and they should have picked Dust 2. They would have standed a much better chance on Dust 2, like you said.
Yep, I think we're seeing the proof in the pudding of that one. You know, maybe to normal standards, we could have seen Liquid doing a lot more here, but as said, with all the kind of prevalent problems, it has certainly shown itself. But Mo this time will at least get on towards MBK and find the rather important first kill. He has absolutely no arm to work with, and Apex just fancies his chances. Kyo's gone and got the P90 out to play with Fugly and brought it back to this 4v4, but he can't really escape right now. He makes a little bit of dash and actually does make it out completely unscathed. So now 4v4 on this T side, working with whatever they can scrape together. Have 38 seconds to maybe save a little bit of pride here, a little bit of dignity, because 3 rounds is not what you want to be kind of thinking about in those final throws. And it looks like they're going to be heading back towards A. Got Adren still over by B, keeping the attention really close there. 3 players actually from EnVy are committed over towards this side, but there's one man, and it's Apex. He's playing all right. He can hear them walking. He's definitely heard Hiko there. Nitro's out on the side. He's going to take that shot. Bomb goes down 1 by 1. They're pushing in, and 1 by 1. Apex was about to have his way with them. Switch up to Tech 9. Hiko a little quicker on the trigger, but time is of the essence. I don't know if they've got enough time for the plant here. Adren tried to save the day, but the bomb goes down the final seconds, and it's all on Mo. 1v1. He picked up Kenny S. Can he find Kyo? Get on Kyo. Mo's looking for it. He makes a lot of noise, but he closes it down. Beautiful little shot coming out from Mo in the end. 3 kills for him.
The comeback's real.
The comeback's on.
It's
clearly,
on.
right?
That's it.
This is it.
That's all they needed.
It's done. It's done. A little bit of hope goes a long way.
I want to see the early GG, the FPL early GG right now. Can we get it?
Someone, please. Well, you know, it could be, 5-15 by this point if we actually look at it now. We've got, pistols coming out, but it's so hard to say this when it's EnVyUS, who are still so good on these rounds.
Yeah.
But still, this should be a couple more rounds, maybe being logical here, possibly for Liquid. They can hopefully, even if they lose the game, just not have that disastrous scoreline against them at this point and maybe build up something later on. But for now, there is a 4-man stack on this A site.
Yeah, and this is Happy playing into what Liquid is scared of. They're scared of running into another B site stack, which is what they ran into the last time, so this time he opts the stack A, which is a pretty smart call, because I know as a caller, if we're going to run into a stack like that on B, you're going to be fearful of that the next time, and either you're going to do a better job prodding, or you're just not going to go there at all. And Liquid's not going to go there at all.
They need to get this information, though. They can't just commit to this one. If they do, they are actually in trouble now. MBK's going to back away. Happy's all on his own by B. But the push is coming out, and they're not taking these players down, and now Kenny S has gone and found the first. Kenny S finds the second, and this has gone from bad to worse. If this goes to pieces, Liquid will be kicking themselves, but Mo and Fugly keeping hope alive. But they're still happy.
Bomb has been planted.
And Fugly's a little low. Dren's tagged, but they shouldn't lose this. They should not lose a 3v1 like this. They've swung out, they've got the peak, and there we go. Closer comes out from Mo, and we're going to get another one on the board.
Yeah, good shots, I guess, hit by Liquid right there, because they did run right into the stack. And I thought Apex was going to be able to close out the round for EnVyUS, and Fugly hit a really nice AK headshot on him entering the A-bomb site.
All right. He's got a nice little spawn with the AWP here. I'm wondering if he's going to go for something a little more confident, but of course at this marker it's still quite treacherous. 5 to 15. Envy back on the kind of force up here. Deagles are plenty actually. A little bit of smoke here, a little bit of flashes. They're actually going for something off the back of this now. Boost comes out and Apex is straight up in mid. He's actually pushed right through that smoke and Happy's going to be waiting ever so patiently, but look at Apex. He's gone right around the back. This could be a disaster. Fugly gets completely executed and now Liquid will be left scratching their heads as to what the hell just happened, and he wants more. And why was no one watching that? Okay, Mo switches round, finds Apex, but 4v4 suddenly got a little bit more dangerous here.
Yeah, and if Liquid makes an early play right now to the A-bomb site, they're making a huge mistake because they should know that Apex killed their B-lurker.
Oh my god, Happy just had the perfect shot towards Adren as well, and no one's pressured him out, no one's pushing him out of position, no one's got a molly left, only one nade towards Mo. He's going to commit that in, but Happy still survives by 39 HP. He's got backup as well in the form of Keo. And a couple of shots hitting here will make this one a real disaster, and it's starting to go so badly wrong. And now it's just Mo alive. He has to keep hope together with a little bit of luck. Maybe he can pull something out. He is fighting tooth and nail to keep his team, well, not even his team, but the team he's currently playing for with a little bit of pride on the line here. But it's Kenny up against Mo. Bomb is you might have just heard that Mo say, you know, Mo just shouting out no, but it is what it is. Kenny predicting it well, just takes him down on the plant for short. And it will be Envy closing down the game.
Yeah, and Envy showing why they're considered by many to be probably the best team in the world after that last major. All the roster changes recently. I would still probably put them as the best team in the world right now. They
certainly have the talent there, and when they get those performances going, you can see why. They are so, so talented. But still, let's kind of obviously have a little bit of a touch towards the Liquid boys who, you know, put up a very admirable performance on the first map. Sadly, the second didn't look so good.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it was, and the sad thing is that that was the map that we, you know, if it was a regular day, if it was your everyday kind of game, if it was maybe with their full lineup, you could have seen something on, but it wasn't to be, and it is what it is, right?
I do think that Liquid would have had a better showing if Elige was here today, especially on Cash. Mo helped out a lot on Cobble, though. So
Mo held his own.
I'd have been interested to see what would have happened on Cobble, because I think Mo did a really good job standing in for Cobble.
No, I'm 100% with you. I think that Cobble was actually a really good plateau for Mo to show what he's got, and he did really nicely off the back of it. So I'm kind of hoping from that he can, you know, he doesn't get too much turn of abuse, because he actually played very, very well on the first. I think the second, no matter who was standing in, you're always going to be with that deficit of not having, you know, your standard lineup. But still, I think that's enough from us. It was a pleasure getting to cast you, Sean, and I'm sure the NA fans will be so pleased, so pleased. But still, anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure, but let's head over to the stage with Sadakist.
Thank you so much, Pandy and Sean, standing by with Apex. Pretty good game. I want to focus first and foremost on Cobblestone, because that was a lot more interesting than what Cash was. That was a little bit more expected. You guys had a bit of a slow start. You're known for slow starts in the morning. I talked to Kenny between games. He said CT side was an issue. Communication specifically was an issue. How did you feel in your position on the team?
Well, that was pretty hard for me because I rotated a lot and I get killed always first pretty badly. So yeah, my game was really hard at City, but we lost too many key runs, two key runs I would say. The first one is the anti-echo, the first anti-echo that there are miscommunication between us, and the other one is 1 and 2. We lost a 2-on-1 against Fugly or something on B side, and yeah, we were bad after that, and we were double echo, and that was pretty hard for us. But yeah, we managed to come back and win the map, but we played terrible.
Yeah, obviously a lot more organized than Cash, and their style on Cobble was a little bit quicker. They were able to, in Mo's case, almost play with a little bit less care, a little bit more freedom, and Fugly, obviously that 1-on-5, which turned into 1-on-2. That caught you guys off a little bit, I'm sure, just not having that scouting report against them. But how important is it to get this game out of the way early, to identify those problems, specifically at a tournament like this where we've got best of threes over multiple days? You guys are done, you can go home, you can address the issues. How important is that?
Yeah, that's good, but me, I don't care to play morning or something. It's like I'm always focused. And yeah, we woke up at 7, so we had time to wake up ourselves and have energy. So yeah, it's okay for me.
I guess in that sense, yeah, the time zone difference. I guess it's evening for you guys anyway. But again, overnight, going back to revitalize things. What else do you guys need to work on? You know, individual. You said it doesn't matter for you how you played morning or night, but comfortable feeling. Kenny was a little bit slow on Cobble. any adjustments you have to make moving forward, knowing that you might be playing Fnatic in the next game per se?
We just have to focus on our team, you know, on our think about the team first and then individually. And we didn't do that on Cobble. We thought first individually and then team, and that wasn't good, specifically on this map, which is really T-side. So yeah, just focus on our game, our A game, and if we play our A game, we can beat Fnatic if they beat Conquest for sure.
All right, well, thank you so much. We do look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow. I think it's very interesting what you said. It is a team game first. You've got to remember that. And as such, we are going to head over to the analyst desk where they'll talk about the entire team's performance with Machine.
Indeed, we will, Matt. Thank you very much. And good words there from Apex, saying that, yes, we beat Liquid with that performance, but we would need something different to pick up that win up against Fnatic.
He looks pissed off.
He does not look happy.
He doesn't look like somebody who just won a match, a key match, you know, to put him into a winner match of a group. He looks like somebody who's actually like reliving all of the problems of his life and, you know, wondering, what does it all mean, Alex? What does it all mean?
The boys in blue, yeah, they got through that one.
I'm wondering, man.
Why did Cash go so differently to Cobble? Like, I mean, we came into that, and let's be honest, the first thing, all of you nodded and agreed in agreement, saying, you know, Cash is the opportunity for Liquid to pick up a win, and that did not look like that whatsoever. Actually, to be fair, the only counter argument was from you, Robin. You were like, actually, Dust 2 should have been their choice. Why did they go for Cash?
Yeah. I mean, their whole CD side, Liquid, just sums up like round 7, where Mo is in checker room with an AWP.
Yeah.
And he either doesn't get communicated that they're out mid towards vents, or they just weren't paying attention. Because like, I was expecting the streamer mode to come out there. He's holding B, he gets killed from vents, and he gets a vents. I said, 3 vents. It's like, okay, where's the guy in the middle? Like, why are there like no communication there? It's like, they can come in vents, they kill you in checker room. You should probably back up. Instead, you're sitting there, you end up dying, and then you leave the whole B bomb site completely open, and then that was the whole our whole CT side. So yeah, maybe Mo was struggling throughout the whole CT side, but I mean with comps like that, with like no real game plan throughout the whole CT side, yeah, you know, it's not. It's not easy.
That's where it's really tough. I mean, you bring up Mo as the example, but he is like that stand-in, and that was going to be like the real, I think, pivotal figure for the team. If he's able to step in and have a performance like he did in the second half of Cobblestone, where he's just hitting shot after shot and really pulling them through the fire, that's when, you know, you could actually imagine Liquid winning. But yeah, clearly if they're having issues with the setups and then he's getting the one, you know, he's the one out there with his ass in the wind, this is what happens. They just get crushed, right? You know, Envy. If Envy find weakness in your roster, they're not a team to pass that up. That's what a tier 1 team does.
Is crushed a fair statement for you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, overall, when we look at this in terms of, to go back to the original question, to see what Liquid were thinking when they actually picked this map, I think it makes sense to a certain degree that Liquid wanted to try and pick a map that maybe EnVyUS have been looking a little bit weaker on right now. And they're correct to assume that EnVyUS have not been as strong on this map, but you go back a couple months and EnVyUS used to absolutely crush on this map time and time again. And this was, again, going back to that old EnVyUS, just absolutely crushing it. There was no getting through them, unfortunately, in that map, and Liquid never stood a chance, it seemed.
I mean, yeah, they're not going to be looking too comfortable after that one. Definitely Cash, little lesson being taught. I do want to kind of come back to that Mo factor because it's going to be our last opportunity to really talk about it, because we won't be seeing them again with Mo at the helm. We're going to be seeing Elise return tomorrow. We had an opportunity to see, you know, what he was capable of, and I think, you know, Lauren's statement was he held his own. Would you guys kind of agree with that statement? It was an opportunity to see.
Throughout the whole Cobblestone game, he played great, and then on Cash, sure, CT side, he was missing a little bit, but he saved them a bunch of times on their T side as well. Got the kills on their T side that he needed. You know, almost ending up winning that round, the last one there as well, getting shot through the smoke when it was planning. So overall, I think that like Mo is he's been around the block for so long. Right? You know, back in Source, been to a lot of events. Like you kind of know what to expect, but at this point in time, right? Like, yeah, sure, he's 29, it's probably time to retire, like everyone else.
I mean, getting a bit,
but
yeah.
But yeah, I think overall, I was expecting a lot worse coming in from Mo, but he actually did surprise me a little bit.
I think this was a little bit of pressure also coming in for Liquid, where it's like it's fresh on the first map. They're coming into it, you know, they're going to be scrappy because, you know, the series isn't done. But when you're down 1-0 versus Envy, you know, you got that pressure on you. I think we saw a big change in how they handled that as a team, because at least twice they walked into stacks where Envy are ecoing, and like Liquid just walk into it anyway, even taking their time, even with the opportunity to back off. They still just like, okay, we're going to go onto this site. And they lost one of those rounds on the B site where it's just like that should never, ever, ever happen, right? And if you're making weird decisions like that and just like basically walking in and giving Envy a chance to win, and then you're losing the clutch rounds, which we also saw, you know, NBK versus Adren there in the replay. You know, if you're losing rounds like that as well, there's just nothing. Your morale is going to be crushed.
There's
You're
no
just not going to have any
redeeming
fight.
feature.
Exactly. There's nothing really that just seemed to go their way at all, whether it was the calling or the clutches.
Well, I mean, that's the mentality. That's the enemy mentality as well. When you end up losing the first map that you're supposed to win,
Yeah, for
they
sure.
don't have the mentality to like just scratch the whole map, right, and go back to map 2. Don't even count map 1 as anything.
How many people are? I mean, how many people are capable of that though? Let's be honest.
And to be fair as well, I mean, you know it's bad. Like Sean is turning into me, where there's no analyzing anything. It's just laughing, right? It's like how. Right?
Silver noobs.
I mean, at one point when Envy just threw their bodies onto A, I mean, that was just like, Sean's argument was, they're doing well, so they're going to just go for something random and try and throw them off. But I mean, we do see these rounds coming time and time again from Envy where it looks like they just turn the strats off for a round and see what happens. And I mean, more often than not, it kind
What
of
do you mean?
works out.
That's Envy strats.
That's Envy strats.
That is Envy strats.
Like Fnatic, Envy, Nib, you know, like those are the teams where a lot of it is based around individual, either the comms and being able to communicate clearly what they see, because all the players individually are very intelligent, very smart players, right? So that's that. When it comes to those that core team, like the overlying strat is just like actually spread out across the map. Somebody take a pick. We win that pick. Great. There we go. You know, we're going to go through there.
Is that quite literally where it's at? Or, I mean, it feels like there must be some sort of framework beneath that. There is definitely going to be something there.
There is. I mean, it's Happy does try and put in some work on like anti-strats, etc. But I think a lot of the time, you know, those are more like guidelines, right? You know, they're not like hard anti-stratting like Sean used to do, for example, where it's just like, you know, this is what they're going to do. Oh, I see this smoke. This is what it means. It's like you see that smoke, and Envy might be on the other side of the map because that smoke doesn't actually mean anything for them. Like they're just like, yeah. So it's I can't even imagine how frustrating it must be to be playing against a team like Fnatic, a team like Envy, who have that particular style where it's actually like they don't even know what they're doing.
So is there an example of that you can find on North American, would you say, John? Is there a team that kind of replicates that same kind of play style? Maybe the Brazilians? But I mean, they're incredibly strategic.
I would say to a certain
The Brazilians
degree.
are more like Navi, yeah.
Yeah, to a certain degree, more the Brazilians. They play more of that different style where they work together as a team. And I think a lot of the other North American teams try to play to that style as well. But oftentimes they just have to sink back. A lot of the lower tier North American teams just have to sink back to that sort of just play with whatever works and try to adapt as the game goes on.
They've encountered some problems, that's for sure, for Liquid. I mean, they've now fallen to the lower bracket.
Yeah.
We are going to be seeing more of them, and we're going to be seeing more of all these teams. I mean, Conquest versus Fnatic is going to be our next one, and it's going to be, I mean, it was stated as a surprise to see Conquest in that top 4. Cloud9, of course, having what was an insane losing streak, and I'll let you just set the scene for the reason we're seeing both Conquest and CLG there. What happened to Cloud9? Because towards the end of the season, they just disappeared, fell off the face of the planet.
I think it was 7 or 8 straight, possibly even 9 around that area that they lost in a row. And just again, they were looking perfectly fine to end up in the top 4, but everything at the end of the regulation season just went completely wrong for them, and they just dropped off the map, unfortunately.
Okay, well, as I'm losing various pieces of technology, you've set the scene quite nicely for Conquest versus Fnatic. It's going to potentially be a bit of an uphill struggle for the North American team. We're going to see what Fnatic can do, of course, with Dennis within their roster. They've already started to look good. We'll find out after the break how good they can look.